Hi, welcome. My name is Tracy Cook, and this is the podcast series Victim to Victory. This series gives a voice to those that have overcome obstacles in all forms, including our upcoming special guests today that dare greatly to share their real stories, amazing humans that have seen hope and risen above those adversities to become victorious, that now go on to support, empower, and inspire others to do the same. So please subscribe and comment and check out our show notes where you can connect with our special guest today. It's Aleksandra Rehar. Welcome.
Welcome and thank you.
You are more than
Here in
welcome.
Slovenia, yeah.
Now, you are from Slovenia. You have got up very early for this podcast today. And I really want to toot your horn to our audience because you are an author, you are a speaker, you're a
Yeah.
manifestation mentor, and an in demand business coach. You got 12 years of experience. You're supporting small business owners to uncover their gifts and create a clear vision for their business. Now, I'm guessing from your story that it hasn't always been that way. Now, I know that your world renowned programs and workshops have supported hundreds of people. And I also know how you've pivoted your business into an international market. Your vision, Aleksandra, is just so empowering. And I know you want to empower 1 million women leaders by leading fulfilled personal lives as they lead in their business. Now, this is all based on your personal experiences. We're going to do a bit of a deep dive into your story today. And don't forget to have a look at the show notes where you can click on and contact Aleksandra as well. Where does your story start?
Well, actually, it started in very my early age, and this was when I was losing my everything. And what I mean by that, this is literally, I have lost my brother, sister. Then at 23, I have lost my mother. Last year, I was losing my father. And this was basically the whole epilogue of my story. What I have learned from that story is that when you are losing everything, but first I was thinking that this is tragical to me and I was in all that trauma. I have learned my pattern, so I have developed my big saboteur inside me. So I literally sabotaged every my step into my future. So whenever I was choosing to do my next thing, I quit before I even started. So this was big lurking saboteur. And when I want to go into my business, I was doing the same pattern. And it is very important to be aware that something what is tragically coming up into your life, it's actually a learning process to your future and what you need to become. So this was actually basically me learning that I have to leave my past behind and stop worrying about what is happening to me and making a treasure of it. And this was my big aha or revealing moment in my life. So literally when my dad passed away last year, I was getting that epilogue that I need to let it go and learn to let it go. It is easy to say just let it go, but yeah, sometimes we don't embody that, what we say, what we think, what we feel, and we need to hone in into every little word to get vibrant with that, and this get our purpose further. So yeah, this was basically my story short. So yeah, these losses have really taught me to be me and to peel off everything what I have been taught in my past.
Now, 23 to lose your mother, your brother, you said, and was it,
Yes.
and you mentioned another family member as well, your dad last year.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So you're 23, you're living in Slovenia,
In Slovenia, yeah. Slovenia.
Slovenia.
Yeah.
And at 23, were you still at home living?
Yes, I was with my mom. And before that, at my 13 years, when I was 13 years old, my dad sold the apartment. So he gave that money to some women. So we lost literally everything. So we were codependent from social welfare and we have nothing to eat. Yeah, it was a very tragical story behind my smile, I should say. And yeah, it was really hard time for us to cope. And when I got just my first job back then, yeah, I have lost my mother after 2 years then. So somehow she knew that she need to make me independently woman so she can live early. And yeah,
And how old were you when your mother passed away?
23, 23.
23. And
Yes.
how old was your brother as well
My
when he
brother was
passed?
2 years old and my sister was 8 months. Yeah, so
So
they
there's a
were
lot of
basically,
impact,
yeah,
lot
it
of
was a lot
impact.
of impact. Yeah.
And did your mother and your father remain together after you had to go on to welfare?
Yes, my father was basically leaving us for, I don't know, before my mother died, he was gone for 2 years and he didn't come back home. So he left us. And when you feel abandoned, you feel that you are losing everything and that you have no support, even though the masculine energy in your family is very important because we women can lean on our spouse or partners. And yeah, it is basically a big role what father is making on us as an impact, and he didn't fulfill that job in his lifetime. And yeah, we really need to learn uh, to harmonize our relationship and to be in that partnership together in everything, right? But
Mm.
yeah, he didn't. So I felt like my whole life as a failure. So I didn't feel like my whole being, and I felt like that I am from Mars and that I don't belong here. So I was thinking also about my suicidal thoughts. I have really dealing with that tragical thing, and I was really depressed when my mom passed away. I was overcoming her death like 16 years to get my life fulfilled and to be my whole being as I wanted to be. So yes, it was like I was having two voices inside me, and which one would lead now? And yeah, I have to learn from this situation. But in the end, I developed my really good, strong, intuitive skills. So this is my gift, actually, what I get into my big story behind. And I have learned that I can really lean on my intuition and to listen my voice and to be who I need to be now.
So you've struggled through finding your resilience and fighting all of those inner critics and those suicidal thoughts and while
Yes.
still mourning the death of three people in your family with a father absent, you're living on welfare. It's tough times. From 23 onwards, having all of these thoughts and these traumas and these lived experiences already happened to you at such a young age. How did you move forward from there?
Well, when I have lost my job in 2010, this was my big journey to go in. I didn't have any job since then, and I have to learn differently. So when I was thinking on my suicidal thoughts, my voice of my mother came through me, and she said to me, "You will never get the job. Look elsewhere." And I was like, "What do you mean?" Well, I need money. I need to live. I need to survive. So I just need to move forward. And she didn't answer then. So I have to develop myself and looking for informations to learn myself. And then I was starting to hear my other voices of deceased people, and I was thinking that I was insane. So that something is strange happening to me, because I didn't know what is happening to me. So I have to go to my first teacher. So just start to control these voices and to hone into my whole intuition and to learn from there and to recognize what is mine, what is not. And actually, this was my journey to go, and this is how I was started. So when my mom appears the second time, she said, "You will not do that job for permanent, so you will change." And this is when I was pivoted on international, and this is my whole international story to go now. Last year I was starting it, and I was starting it with the quantum business leader. So I was rebranding everything, losing my money again, because when you do that, you are starting all over again. So you are basically at the beginning. And I was not afraid of that now, because I'm looking at this mm, differently, with different eyes, with different knowing. And I have to say that deceased people have taught me a lot of wisdom, and a lot of key was transferred to that. And when I download my things for my clients, when I say you should go that way, you were born for this, you should do this, and we are developing together these skills and mindset and everything behind this, and how to manifest that. Yes, this is actually what I'm so now passionate to do, and to guide people to be the woman leader as you should be, to because woman leader thinks that uh, they need to lead with logic, but this is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an authentic leader, what is the gem inside you, what you need to glow, and yeah, to put that your purpose in out and to serve people. Yes.
And if people are looking to maybe they're feeling a little bit lost, maybe somebody listening to this podcast right now, what would be, say, the top two things that you would recommend to help them find their purpose if they're feeling a little bit lost? Maybe they've had a lived experience similar to yours, and now they're kind of wondering, what do I do? Where do I start? What were two tips that you could recommend?
Well, I would firstly say that you just start, so don't wait. This is the first thing. What you feel in your guts is just way to go. And this is the first thing you need to do, and listen to your guts feeling. And this will lead you somewhere, will open the door. You will find your next step, and just believe in what you do. So never doubt. This would be my basically free free step advice, yeah, to do, and to listen yourself, and to do what you feel inside you. Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, just circling back around as well, because you did say that you really fought those suicidal thoughts, and you mentioned it took 16 years to come to terms with the loss of your mother. During that time, what elements of your personal life did you really tap into for you to really overcome and really dismiss those suicidal thoughts? Was there any defining moments where you thought that isn't the solution to what's going on in my life?
Yeah, it happened many times to me that I was almost giving up myself and giving up on my purpose. And yeah, it was really struggle, but somehow some voice inside me tells me you need to fight, and you need to go further, because you are greater than that. And you cannot ignore that, because you know you didn't accomplish your mission yet, and you know that you were born for your vision, to live your vision. You have that knowing in your early age when you were, I don't know, 5 6 years old. You have that vision inside you, but maybe you have forgot to that vision. And when you remember that, it is just like a reminder to you, you need to keep going, just keep walking, keep walking. And I was doing basically this was my inside reminder, and just, Alexandra, keep walking, move forward. I know it's hard, but move forward. And this was my voice telling me inside me to move, and I listened. Yeah, I didn't give up on myself.
I think that's really important, never giving up on ourselves because, as Les Brown says, we all have the greatness within us, right? And
Yes,
when we actually keep reminding ourselves, no matter how traumatized we are and having especially those suicidal thoughts, it's really hard to shift our mindset if we're deep in depression during that time as well. So just knowing and really calling on any support systems or resources as well, because using our intuition to listen to our gut. I'm so glad you took us on that journey then, and you really tapped into that, Alexandra, with, you know, just move forward. However it is, it could just be getting up in the morning, making your bed. That could be your accomplishment for the day, right?
yes, yes,
But really drawing on your potential, knowing that at some point something will happen and things will get better. And thank you
yeah.
so much for sharing that. Now you're very heart centered as well when you're serving the women that you actually serve in your business. Is there anything that stands out to you at the moment that women are really struggling with, maybe in combining their business and their personal lives together so they can lead with their true self and confidence? Is there anything that's kind of that you've seen, particularly since the end of 2021 and 22, that is really apparent to you at the moment?
Well, actually, when I'm working with women, I've seen a lot of doubts going just inside them. And I think that this is really coming up from early childhood and the pattern we have been taught. And I think that we need to overcome with this mindset and working on us, because it can really impact your business and money if you are not having a really high achieving mindset. So I'm talking to be in high frequency when you are doing this so that everything can work. And if you are crashing apart, if you are somehow under the stress, you cannot work effectively, and you cannot work even wholeheartedly as you should. And I know that women really can hard um, taking on stress, and we have really emotions going in and frustrations, and then our hormones here which are impacting our business. And yes, we can be really moody sometimes. And yeah, we need to forget that, because business is just a business, and we should not mix that together. And yeah, you have to stand and work on yourself to stand for your business. So yes, this is
It's so
what I have.
important. So
Yeah,
important. No, because we do. They teach you that on the aeroplanes. You have to put your own oxygen mask on first, right? If you don't pour into yourself, how can you pour into others or pour into your
yeah,
business or move forward authentically as well?
yeah.
Turning up as our true self. I love what you said about then. There's so many great positive steps in there. And what kind of message would you like to leave our audience on today as well?
Well, don't be afraid to lose, because you are already on your way to the winning.
Love that. Love that. That's
Yeah.
so powerful. So powerful. Thank you very much for being very brave to share your story and allow me to dig a little bit deeper, because I know that every time we tell our story, it triggers emotions. Please reach out to Alexandra if you're wanting to further your business, have somebody heart centered, and really tap into quantum. she is your person. She is your go-to person. And we'll be sharing where to connect with Aleksandra as well. And you'll find the Victim to Victory podcast series on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And if you got value from today, which I know you did, please subscribe and comment. And you also go into our monthly draw to win an Amazon gift card. And I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.